Welcome, welcome, welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I'm your host, Glenn Pooh Harding. And oh boy, tonight we have a very special guest. This basketball head comes straight out of Harlem. Well, cats like me in Brooklyn call Uptown. With a story I have been waiting to hear for a long time. A New York City kid who went to prep school first at St. Johnsbury Academy in Vermont, and then came back to the city to attend Cardinal Hayes for a year before transferring to Kennedy High School in the Bronx. After high school, he attended junior college, where in Midland, Texas, the legendary junior college. He played with the likes of NBA great Mookie Blaylock. Once he was done at Midland, this basketball head accepted a full scholarship to Wyoming University, home to another New York City great, rest in peace, my guy Nutter Butter. The rest of this story, let me say this. This is an amazing story because what y'all gonna hear tonight, y'all probably never heard before. So, without further ado, help me welcome to the show, my guy, my brother, New York City great, Stewart. We call him Stu. Barnett.
Y'all ready? Yes. You have just stepped into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online. Buy your tickets cause the game about to start.
What up, Stu?
Boo, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing great, brother. I'm doing great. Lower the phone down just a little bit so we get. There you go.
There you go. Perfect. All right.
Facts, man.
All right. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How was practice and everything? You had a game today?
Practice. We had games today. Bunch of games. The babies, man. My first time doing babies. The girls. It's more motivating. It's more, being more connected, to your roots, and it's fun, man. It's self-rewarding,
Listen, man.
Yeah.
I coached girls 2 years ago for the first time.
Yeah.
At the Kirby Memorial game that we had for on Rafty Pass, man.
Right.
And let me tell you something, brother. One of the most rewarding coaching jobs I ever had. Coaching.
Exactly.
Because unlike guys, they actually listen.
That's right. And they catch on. Where they catch on. They teach you.
There you go.
That's the whole thing about it.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's it. That's the rewarding part.
Facts, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Man. Listen, brother, this is long overdue. You know what I'm saying?
What is it? 5 years?
More than that, but I wanted to make sure that we got your story. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I have a lot of guys on here, man. And
right.
They always ask, yo, what's up? When you gonna have Stu on there, man? Like Stu Barnett story. I said, brother, y'all don't know the half, man. This guy been talking off and on for the longest.
Right.
And it's just the behind the scenes stuff that I enjoy, just keeping connected with the fellas. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. I appreciate them. I appreciate everybody. Because how quiet I'm loud but quiet at the same time.
Yeah. For sure.
Exactly.
So I want to jump right into this, man, because it seems like people are coming to the room really fast, man. Who introduced you to the game, Stu?
My brother first. Gregory Harris, the late Gregory Harris. With a lot. Yeah, rest in peace. With a lot of energy. My mother gave him the go ahead. I was never supposed to play basketball. you know, because of my health conditions, you know, but my mother's, you know, I told her, you know, back in our day, we were different. You know,
Yes.
we didn't have, you know, the medicines or excuses, you know. So if I was gonna die, let me go to where I was gonna go. You know,
Mm.
so I beat the odds.
Wow, man. Wow. Something I never even knew, Stu.
A lot of people didn't know.
Wow,
One
man.
one person knew, and that's it. And he's not here, you know. So, you know, that was it. You know, so you know, my best friend knew. God bless his soul, Clyde John Smith. That's it. That's it.
No doubt, no doubt. Early on, long live Cardi said, not a true coach, lot at all. Time, my man. That's crazy. Just somebody showing you love. Listen, what part of the city you from, man? Let's get that right off, right? Because I mentioned it earlier, but I need to dig a little deeper, right? So the whole
All right.
everybody that's in the room can understand where you from.
I'm from 152nd in Amsterdam. I'm from Sugar Hill.
Sugar Hill,
Yeah.
man. What was it like
ST.
growing up there, and who were some of the guys that you grew up with?
Well, we was competitors. You know, we was competitive. You know, the battlegrounds. You know, my era. You know, ST. You know, late great, like you said, Butternut. My first big man. You know, was Randy Grant. You know, God bless his soul. We just lost him last year. You know, the Quentin Moles. You know, we was the underdogs. You know, and of course, you know, the underdogs we played for Intercession. You know, and that's what Mr. Black had. You know, we was underdogs.
That's what Tony Childs said. My teammate,
Now,
my backcourt
that,
partner in Intercession, he did say that
that,
today.
there you go. Tony Childs, you know, Kevin Childs, you know, those was ball players. You know, we was the underdogs. You know, the Walter Berries, the Edgar Foles. God bless
Woo!
his soul. You know, we going back. You know, we talking deep root basketball. You know, but you know, my go-to, you know, is Milton Parker. They call him Pud. You know, Tiny Nate Archibald used to have problems. You know, and he started me shooting on the garbage can.
Mm.
You know, he used to find the sharpest garbage can for me to shoot on, and I couldn't touch the rim of the garbage can.
Now we talking about NBA Hall of Famer Tiny Archibald.
Yes.
Let's get that straight, people.
Yeah.
Let's make some noise for that right there. Early on in his childhood, he had the legend teach him how to shoot in the garbage can.
Now I have Milton Parker teach me. Milton Parker Pudding.
Sure. Listen, we
Right.
got my guy Shane the dribbling machine. He said Stu, aka the B Train, was known to dunk on the big man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Shane, what's up, baby? How you doing? Love you.
Yo, let me tell you something, man. Shane and myself had one of the greatest sit-down conversations. You know, this thing went on for about 3 hours, and I don't even think we knew how long it came out to be to the end, right?
Yeah.
So salute my God, man.
Yeah, Shane, one of the most intelligent guys that we can speak to, man. You know,
man, and
always.
We can talk about ball, we can talk about the hustlers, we can talk about music.
And never talk about itself.
It's going to be interesting.
And never talk about itself. Never.
He's
never.
Those props, right?
The beautiful thing, yeah, definitely. Love him.
Very humble brother, yeah. And look, like yourself, he's helping out the next generation. So salute to that.
Yes, sir. And I always come up and he always have me come through and play and show my kids a lot of love. Every time I come up, show us a lot of love, make us come up there and play. You know, it's beautiful, man. You know, it's just beautiful people, man, we have, you know, in this world.
Yeah.
We're still here.
Yeah. So at what age did you fall in love with the game? Like what age it was like, you know what? This is going to be for me and something I want to do.
6 years old. I used to walk up 3 blocks through the graveyard to the gym at Intercession.
So tell me about Intercession and the whole development of that and how you guys connected and, you know, who was the coach of that and who kept you guys together.
Well, Mr. Black used to live on 155th between Amsterdam and Broadway. And it's a church sit there, of course. You know, Father Gordon, you know, gave him the keys to the church. And, you know, the beginnings happened back in 1956. And he planted a seed, man. And, you know, everybody thought I was his son. I used to run through the chapel. I used to mess with everything, the piano, organ, everything. You know, I was a gym rat, man. You know, I used to have the biddy baskets down for me. At the end of the day, you know, as long as my behavior was right in school and I can walk across the street by myself, he taught me how to walk across the street. And also the maintenance man used to walk me across the street from PS 28. And then along came Tony Childs. And then history was written, my man. And then also, you know, at a certain point in my life, my man Joey Cypress, you know, ST came in my life, you know. Me and ST had a relationship of baseball, you know, and then it, you know, the history was written after that. The black Nissan, you know, it was just, you know.
Oh yeah, oh trust me, I have something about him as well. My
Yeah.
guy, you know, Todd, another brother, nephew, you know, sent me a few questions to ask you. But so we can say that Coach Black was really one of the main influences in your life coming up.
Yes, and I still connect with his family because down here in Jacksonville, I renamed the program at Intercession, and that's all I know.
Wow.
That's all I know, and that's all I can give. You know, so giving back, you know, and what's sad is that we have to pay for this game, and you know, I do it the cheapest. You know, and nothing else we can do.
That's real, man. Salute to you, my brother. Salute to you.
Thank you.
Sure. So when you was coming up, who was the best guy in the neighborhood? Like who was the guy that everybody wanted to be like?
In my neighborhood,
Yeah.
I gotta give it. I gotta give it to Cheese Johnson.
Cheese Johnson. Yes, yes, yes.
But see, when you say me, I'm a historian. So you know, we had this guy in my neighborhood. His name was Teddy Harmon, Shotgun. God bless his soul. He was a beast, and of course you had Joe Hammond. You know, you had Joe Hammond, and you know you had James Mosley. You know, man. I had Barry Matthews. I had Ike Matthews. You know, I had Hansel Dorsey. You know, I'm talking. You know, Ira Franklin's. I'm talking. You know, Eduardo from George Washington. Jump out the gym. You know, I'm talking. You know, and he's not from my neighborhood, but you know, my role model, Steve Burt. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's just things, man.
Himself.
Yeah, you know, it's just, you know, made me read a book before I got on the court. I had to read a page, you know, when I came to Riverside, you know, when I finally got down to play at Riverside. So, you know, man, it's just things that I'm just reiterating to kids now that made me and what's in place now for what's today, you know, from back then. So that's all we doing, you know, rewriting what's been there already.
Wow, man, that's great, man. That's great. And what was the park? What was the park again that you developed your game at?
The Battlegrounds.
The Battlegrounds. What street was that on again? So everybody
That's on 152nd Street, 152nd, 151st in Amsterdam. You know, when you can walk up there, you know, you can play the same park that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar came from, and you know you're doing some work. You know, that's Battlegrounds. Right. And you get up in the morning, you see Walt Frazier sitting there, you know, and you see some other players, Hawthorne, Wingo. You know, you see, you know, Ken Bannister, you know, and you know, you see Randy running the Over the Hill tournament. And, you know, you see Dave, the DJ on the Wheels of Steels, you know, back then. You know, man, you see this as a kid carrying a loaf of bread, and you never make it home, and the bread is smashed. And, you know, I gave you 35 cents to get some bread. You know, that was a long time ago, man. You know, you get in trouble for that.
Real talk.
Yeah, you get in trouble for that back then, man. But, you know, that's what it was, man. And then, you know, I'm back in the day when they tell me to get off the court. You have to give me $5 to get off the court. You know, back then, $5 was a long time. Then you don't give it to me. I throw bottles on the court, you know. So, you know, that's, you know.
Look.
What it was.
When we was young, man, you either had to bully your way to get on court,
Yeah.
sometimes get into a couple of fights, or you just had to wait and show
Yeah, I had to wait your turn.
You know what I'm saying?
You hoping that 10th person don't come in the park on that hot, sunny day.
That's right. That's right. You'll never get to play.
That's right. That's it.
That's crazy, man. So, I want to talk about this, right? When you started to develop playing Intersection, how did you get to Riverside, right? Because, like I told you before, when I would speak to guys, and they will always say, you know, oh man, Stu, Mr. Riverside, Mr. Riverside. Give us the behind the scenes story and what it really was.
I played, you know, remember they just put the bitty baskets down, right?
Right.
Tony Wright can tell you this story probably better than me. And he tell the kids this when they come to New York. He'll get on the bus and he'll say, yo, I watched this dude score 80 points one night. And I said, that's not true, Tone. I said, that's not true. I said 76, Tone. He said, no, it's 80.
What? Hold on. Time out. I wish I had my whistle. I must have made my whistle part of the show now.
Yeah.
What you say?
Yeah, 80 points one night.
When? And how old were you?
I was 10.
Who did you score 80 points at 10 years old, man?
At 10 years old. Tony Wright can probably tell his story better than me. To this day,
finish the story, man. This is crazy.
To this day, we talk about it. So that day, gym was packed that night. I'll never forget it. Reggie Reed was there. You know, one of the best guys in the neighborhood, my brother's best friend. You know, I seen Cheese Johnson, Choo Choo, that's George Wallace, Rod Mack, oh man, I seen them all, man. They was in there. Oh man, that was a story because we had a balcony up there, you know, all the older cheerleaders, because back then it used to be called Trinity as well. They used to go up there and have parties, you know, at night. And as a kid, I used to want to walk my dog, my brother and put their clothes on. I wanted to experience that as a teenager. And plus, we used to wear green and white. I always wanted to wear the green and gold. Never got the chance to. The locks was on the door. That next morning, the locks was on the door. I couldn't understand why, you know, as a kid. And they just told me, he said, Stewart, the church will never be open again to play basketball. We lost the funding. I didn't understand what that was. So that summer, in the Battlegrounds, they had the Battleground tournament. I played for Broadway Express, and I played for the 15-year-old group as a 10-year-old. Mr. Black came up there with Mr. Lloyd's, and I just told him I don't want to play basketball no more. I play right here. So I played in the neighborhood for a year. He came down there with Randy Grant another weekend, and Randy said, I can't make him do what he don't want to do. So the next year, Tony Childs was in the cut, and I went up there. That's how I got to Riverside.
Salute to Tony Childs. God bless Tony Childs, man. Wow.
And Tony Childs left me and went to the Sun Devils. Ain't that something?
He did say that. If you listen to my interview, he said, because I didn't realize the Sun Devils was uptown. I got introduced to Sun Devils by my best friend, Larry Timberlake, who was Paco's little brother. Right. You know, everybody know the little Larry back then, and he just always talking about the Sun Devils. He was like, nah, Pooh, we used to go uptown to play for the Sun Devils. I was like,
the best team I ever played against. Besides, we'll talk about that when you ask the question.
Wow. So you joined Riverside, Tony Childs leave. Did things get shaky after that? How long did you play for Riverside?
I played for Riverside for the rest of my life after that. I was loyal. I never put on another uniform nowhere else, no matter what. No matter what kind of money was on the table, no matter what. I stayed with Riverside.
Hold on. Teams like the Gauchos and other teams is putting up money for you to lead the team?
I can't say.
Damn.
But it was never the Gauchos.
Okay.
Never the Gauchos. Gauchos never needed me. Never.
All right.
You know, for what? They had Arnold Bernard. What they need me for?
A-Train. They were trying to get the B-Train. They got the A-Train already. They come to get the B-Train.
Nah, that wouldn't be fair.
That's real. That's real. Salute to the Gauchos.
Yeah.
Yes. So, now, you're getting and moving on to your high school years, right?
Right.
Most guys who play for Riverside, they go on to talent time, right? That was
seventh grade, I was supposed to go to talent time. Mr.
How
Austin.
the hell you get to St. John's Bury in Vermont? How do you leave? First of all, I don't think people understand this because you did it the other way around. Usually, we play high school ball in New York City, then we go to prep school.
Right.
You went to prep school first, then came back to the city.
Right.
Explain how that went down.
Rory Grimes and Bruce Dalrymple went to St. Johnsbury first.
Got you.
I was in love with Bruce Dalrymple. Undersized, played the game well.
We talking about the Georgia Tech great Bruce Dalrymple.
Georgia Tech great Bruce Dalrymple.
Facts. New York City guy.
Can do things that a big man can do. So I always wondered, you know, how can he do those things? You know, he was very agile, you know, to be the size he was doing the things he do. But what was so impressive about him, he could score. That was, but he was a better defender than anything. He could defend. So at the same time, I'm an Eggman fan. You know, Kenny Williamson. You know, Coach Kenny Williamson, because that's Mr. Intercession.
Got you.
So at the same time, I'm a Jim Valvano fan, Mr. Intercession. You know, at the same time. So the ties, you know, I'm looking at the ties, trying to follow that. So Tony Childs, Columbia, you know, I'm just looking at the way he's moving, high school wise, GPA. We still in middle school now. Now as a 7th grader, I'm going up to Talentine playing against Ben, John. I'm playing against all of them as a 7th grader with Mr. Austin. They picking me up in the morning. I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to play ball. You know, I'm getting Talentine shorts. I got to wear them inside out, you know. But, you know, I meet Mr. Garfinkel in the 7th grade. Remember now, we don't have social media at this time.
Yeah, it's all word of mouth. Everything.
All word of mouth. Right. I meet Mr. Jakowski. God bless both of their souls.
Yes, definitely.
So I guess that's how I get dubbed Mr. Riverside, you know, in my era, you know. But at the same time, I'm picking my team at the same time. Moses Scurry comes along. Woo. Joe Moore comes along. Greg Rock comes along. Claude Ferdinand comes along. That's my crew. You know, that's my crew. You know, I'm ready to roll. You know, I get a few more pieces, you know. So you know, we rolling, you know. So now, guy on the scene, Lloyd Daniels come along, you know. And now we got problems. They got Arnold Bernard over there. We got issues. You know, you know, we catching havoc.
Right.
You know, this middle school now, we got problems now. So, you know, all right, so middle school goes on. So where I went to middle school, there was no basketball, you know, back then, you know. So I picked the first middle school basketball team at my school, you know, 8th grade. So, you know, I go around, set it up. So we gets it. I did the same thing in elementary school. So, you know, I picks our own school. I starts the school.
What coach is allowing you to do all this, Stu?
Well, you know, I guess it's who you know, right?
Hey, listen, when you was a bad boy like you was, man, look, just
my mother was behind me. Man. My mother was behind me. My mother pushed the issue about knowing how to write, knowing how to speak. You know, I knew how to quote literature. Me and Tony Childs used to sit down and do spelling bees together. You know, Tony stayed on me. That's when we had to pick up the phone and call. You know, we had math problems. You know, that's my guy to this day. You know, if I call Tony, he'll pick up. So right. You know, and I put that on the kids today because I know where they are. And you know, and you know, that's just how it worked, man. You know, and you know, push the envelope. You know, so as I did it backwards, you know, I do it now. I do it backwards. You know, I take our 7th grade group, I put them on the 8th grade. You know, things that I was taught. You know, things I was taught. So, you know, when it came high school time, I was supposed to go to Power Memorial. Only one person knew this. And that's my friend John Clyde Smith. Because everywhere I went, in order for me to play at Riverside, Clyde had to go. Everywhere I went, Clyde had to go. So it was set up kind of funny, you know, because you know you sit by your alphabet. So since Clyde was Smith, he's supposed to sit in the back. So you know he sits up front. So you know schools don't come up with a scholarship. You know my name's being called to St. John's Baby Academy. I was like, "What's this?" He said, "Yo, come on, man, go up and get that. You know we're going up." And they called both of us together, and that's the day they shut down Power Memorial. And I think that was the second blow that was called, and I self-derailed after that. You know.
Listen, if Power Memorial would have stayed open, you know, guys like
I would have broke Kareem record.
Chris Mullen, all these guys, Mario Ellie, all these guys,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Personally, you know, not being cocky, some people don't, you know, it's like eating foods that you like. I would have broke Kareem records. That's who I chased. Never met the man, but I heard he was from our neighborhood. I heard he played basketball in the battlegrounds. So I chased him. That was my goal. That was my goal. I was going to get those numbers. I was going to get them. My brother said, "Yo, if you ain't no nut, you ain't never going to make it." So I was going to get the numbers. As long as Bad Boy wasn't on the team, I was good.
Let me tell you, fam. I never knew how true that was, right?
Right.
Being a nut.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What we call the chucker, the guy who take all the shots.
Right. That's right.
Let me tell
That's
you,
right.
rest in peace, Ed Davida.
Come on, man. What you saying?
Oh, God. Let me tell you. I've never seen a guy take so many shots.
And bad shots.
He didn't care. Yo,
Didn't
in the
care.
World Chair Classic, Silk was down the court, waving for the ball. Bugger got a steal at half court, ran past Silk and laid the ball up. I was like, holy.
Yeah.
But at that time, those things was kind of accepted, right? Now those things are kind of frowned upon.
Right.
But I've seen a lot of guys do it. And, you know,
Right.
it just happened. I seen Bugger do it right in front of my face. Didn't see Lloyd do it with the Gauchos.
Right.
Because Dave wanted to sub Lloyd out, and Lloyd didn't want to come out.
Wouldn't come out. He said, "Yo, man, go get somebody else."
Yo, Lloyd did two things I've never seen before.
Right.
One was when the coach subbed him out, he didn't go out. Now, I explained to people, what can a coach do
Nothing.
if your player don't want to come out?
Can't do nothing.
You got to call a game.
Right.
So it threw it off the whole team, and Lloyd just refused to pass the ball to anyone. Mind you, he gave me, Mark Brown, and my guy Juice, he gave all three of us 47. We played for the Broncos. We wound up beating them, but that's another story. But I'll never forget that day. The second thing, in the Martin Luther King Classic in '86, I forgot the team they were playing against. You know how you get double teamed? Right? You know when the player gets double teamed, right?
Right.
Lloyd had two dudes playing them full court, sliding.
Yeah. Very smooth. Very smooth.
Two guys hold one player the whole game.
Yeah, very smooth. Didn't care who was in front of him, man. Amazing, right?
They couldn't take the ball from him.
Yeah.
Because he would pass the ball, run between them, and get it back.
Right.
And then shoot over them because he was bigger than them.
The man was amazing, man. You know, it's nothing we can say. You know, like people would say, "Hey, Stu, you remember this?" I didn't remember. You know, I don't know if I was in a zone or if I was, you know, in different places. I just know I watched a lot of basketball.
Right.
And I know if I played hard, I had to play harder than everybody else because I was small. And I wanted a scholarship. I knew my mother can pay for it, you know, but I knew I had the books at the same time. So when St. Johnsbury came along and I visited, it was different. I didn't have a problem with going anywhere. I had a good support system. You know, when my household dysfunction, my 10th grade year, that's when it fell apart. You know, the system came into place. I still didn't have excuses. Somebody stepped in and said my grade, I had one grade that was bad, you know, which was true. But I didn't see to fit where it deserved the reprimand that I got. But I left my future in hands of somebody else to control. So I knew that as a businessman, as a 10th grader. So when that happened, they told me I can go fix the grades in another school and come back.
So you went to St. Johnsbury for 2 years? 2 years.
How
was it your first year? How was your first year? Let's talk about the basketball part of it first.
First year, I missed it.
Did you play JV or you was straight to varsity?
I played JV for one game.
What did you do to get moved up?
I think I gave him 40.
Shit. Then they was like, we need to move him up to varsity.
Well, I gave coach he said I got to pass the ball first. So I passed the ball first. What happened is they gave us a vacation, and that was wrong. They should have did that. So I went home, and I asked my brother, and I went and asked James Mosley. He said, after your first pass, make a hard cut, hands up, and do what you do after that. So when I made that first hard cut, it was all layups or mid-range jump shot.
Listen, I don't know. I tell kids this all the time, especially those guards who are like the man on their team. Now you see these guys play, Stu. They pass the ball, and they just stand there.
Yeah, they just stand there. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, pass the ball and look to get it back.
Yeah. That mid-range is there all day long. They want to keep going and do this floater and hit off the backboard and you know, fast break. You know, it's great. But yeah, the key to, and then after that, you know, when I left that opportunity in somebody else's hands, it was nobody else's fault but mine. So I was raised from home, and I was raised from the prison system through my brother, Lots and Barnett, and then I became a monster after that. And I went to Hayes and tore that up, and they said I couldn't do it in public school, and I chased Todd Joy all my life. From Truman.
Wow. One of the questions Cook Slow, my guy Todd, wanted to know is, where did you get your jumping ability from? How did you develop that?
My jumping ability?
Yes.
Because I couldn't go left, and Todd Joy used to pick my pocket all the time.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, Todd Joy was a problem.
So he knew, send him left so get that ball.
Yeah, Lamar Dyson developed that first. But Todd Joy, you know, Todd Joy was thick, body up with you, could play, very smart, you know. And of course, you know, after that it became, you know, the Rod Strickland grooming after that, you know. So, you know, yeah, you know, very much respect to those gentlemen, you know.
So when did Rod Strickland tutelage come into play? When you got up to Kennedy?
Ooh, with Rod Strickland?
Yeah.
When I came home my freshman year, he destroyed me in the City College tournament.
Let's talk about that, Stu.
Yeah.
Now I remember those City College tournaments.
Yeah. It was my first game home back that summer. I had just came home the day before. And the City College used to start. Remember that?
Yeah.
We were still actually in school when the City College tournament started, and they get crowded that first game. Yeah, they said, yo, got that kid right there, that slim kid, light-skinned kid. I didn't know who he was, and they set me up. So yeah.
Yo, Raw was a bad boy.
Yeah, it's tough, man. We became the
That's
best of
crazy.
friends, man. You know, I got mine, but it was tough, man. That crossover was ridiculous, and he was always so humble, you couldn't read him, he's just,
And he had those big hands, so he was able to finish his layups.
yeah, he's able to do it any kind of way he wanted to. But see, I never knew, after that game, I never knew that one of my role models was his brother, though. So and I didn't know his mother was his mother because they worked at Harlem Hospital with my father.
Wow.
So
you talking about Byron?
Right. I speak to Byron to this day.
Listen,
regularly. Yeah.
So many people, and I spoke to Byron as well. I think I still got his number.
Right.
And he's such a humble guy. And I go, yo, B, so many people talk about you, fam, and that jump shot you had, right? So just imagine if Broad had Byron's jump shot.
Yeah.
Even though he still should be a Hall of Famer to this day, they messed him up. We talked about the whole All-Star team thing.
Right.
But Ross Strickland, great ball player. I've never seen his brother play, but from what I hear, jump shot was crazy. Right.
I used to grow up just watching those guys play, man. I was a basketball junkie. My mother, I tell these kids today, y'all just don't understand the privilege of having your mother watch your game. My mother watched me play one game, and that was it. She said I played too hard. I'm on the floor. She said, why you got to fly through the air and grab the rim, and this and that, and et cetera. I said, Mom, that's called a dunk, She said, but you ain't got to dunk the ball. Just lay it up, and then sometimes, I had to sit down with her and understand what she said. She said, you don't be tired after you do all that, You come home, you can't walk, your muscle spasm, your chest. And I said, Mom, don't tell everybody that, don't. Like they parents, the parents come over. Oh, Stewart got a heart. He got a heart murmur. This and that. Don't give nobody the inch, man. Don't do that.
Don't tell nobody what I'm going through, right? I'm doing this.
Those
are my superpowers. I got to keep those.
Don't tell them that. Don't tell them that. It's not. They might run me off a pick or something like that. Don't do that. But I took a chance every day. I said the prayer every game. I said the prayer every time I played in the pickup game. And I did not just play, man.
Did you ever feel any kind of way when you was playing? Like, was it a moment where you got kind of scared for your own situation, or you just never thought about it?
I was so psyched out, man. And then when my father told me I just can't watch you play, I was good. I was good.
Got you. So let's go back to Hayes, right? What was the situation at Hayes that you only stayed a year?
It just wasn't the right fit. I don't think I gave 100%. Not to the basketball standpoint. I always gave my team 100%. I think, me and Mr. Murray just ain't see eye to eye. I believe, sometimes I just felt, by what I knew about the game, he didn't like my style or whatever, et cetera. And that's when I knew I should have went to school with Andre Blackett at Talentine and Keith Dennis. I'd have been a lot better off, at that point. But I ain't make that move.
And you went to Kennedy. You went to Kennedy. How'd that turn out for you?
Well, I went to. I said, I took it on the chin like a man. I was going to go back to prep school because I knew I was going to be all right. And I gave 5-star shot. I went back to 5-star. That's my safe haven. I could go stay there for 3 weeks and disappear for everything from the city. I could stay all summer long if I want.
Hold up, Stu. We all know 5-star is only 1 week.
Right.
How you getting to stay 3 weeks or a whole month up there?
I guess, you had the best you had the best week, and then you had the off week, the week that you should be there, because you got 2 weeks after summer, you should be there. So you go the first week, that week there, and then you come that last week, and then you got the in-between week. So I would go the first week and then stay the second week just to get the defensive drills in, because I love defense. But if I really wanted to, so that first week I got there, I seen that's the year that the blue and red jackets, Kennedy won it. Jeff Shepard in it.
Yeah.
So I seen Coach Earl Myers. I used to get up early. I seen Coach Earl Myers walking down, and I was like, ooh, them joints are sweet. And it said Kennedy, and I couldn't talk to him because, you can't talk to the coaches.
Right.
So, I seen him, and he gave me a wink and a nod, and I gave him a wink and a nod. Next day, my mother called me and said, yo, your name in the paper talking about you going to Kennedy. What's this all about? You live on 99 River Terrace? I said, yeah, I live with Uncle Wallace now. So boom. That's it. Now, next thing you know, I was off it was on the back page of the Post. I was out,
Right.
Next thing you know, got up there. They welcomed me with open arms, and
And let's just say this. The reason why you got to stay at legendary 5-star basketball camp week after week after week, because your juice card ran so deep, fam. They had love for my guy Stu up there, all right?
Yeah.
For sure. So now you get to Kennedy. Now, look, brother, the transitions you got to make, right? Because you have to make one transition when you go on to St. Johnsbury. Then you got to make another transition going to Hayes, right? Capital School, right? So prep school, capital school, kind of similar, right?
Yeah.
What was your transition like going to Kennedy?
Arnold Bernard, Larry McCants, Chris Brooks, but he went to Oak Hill. I still had Chris Brooks lined up. God bless his soul at Oak Hill at the City College tournament at Christmas time.
Rest in peace.
Because at Golden Hoops that summer, I just caught his dunk that summer in the open floor. So I knew he was coming at me. So I knew it was gonna be personal. I knew it was gonna be edgy. So, I knew I had Larry McCants that week, and I knew I had Arnold Bernard also. So I had to learn how to play the game with emotion and passion at the same time. Seeing Arnold Bernard one night, and Larry McCants another night, and then not even that, I had to see Rudy another night, and then I had to see Sandy another night. I had to see it on a regular. Instead, I didn't have to see Tony this. I seen Tony one night, and then I seen Aunt Keith Dennis another couple of nights, another couple of weeks. I ain't see him back to back, so I had to see this every night, so that's what it was. And then next thing you know, we was 8-0. I had a good support system. I had Dow Aiken, Big Omar, I had, Scooter and them, I had, my man Pookie Wright, I had some people with me, and I learned how to play a whole nother game at a different pace.
So with all these schools that you went to and you found a home at Kennedy, who ass did you bust that year that solidified you back home and said, you know what? I'm one of the best in the city?
I think when I played Oak Hill and I was on Eyewitness News, and then the next week after that, I caught a good game against Truman. We beat Truman that year, I believe, because I was in our 8-0 run. And then we turned around, Arnold Bernard bit me real good, but it was a real good game.
So you had the A train going against the B train.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Woo!
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would love to see the video of that game.
Yeah, then they beat us, and then they took our record and flipped it because they caught Omar Booth out there with something, the coach from Columbus. And then Malloy, that Monroe game, that was a great one. That was a great one,
Tell me
we
about you and Malloy, because people don't realize with all the tricks that Malloy did in the rucker, Malloy can really play. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't beat Malloy to the baseline. So Madison Square Boys Club, he showed me that he can really like, turn it on. That stop and go was a little more skilled, you know what I'm saying, than I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
And and he had that stop in that mid range, and I kept going. And I just had to, I had to go to another level. And he made sure that I went to another level. If I was gonna do me, he made sure that I had to get to that point. And that's when I had to learn the game. I can say when I played public school ball, that's when I really started going to watch other players play.
Mm. And how important is that? How important is going to see other people play? Because a lot of dudes don't realize, like, if you want to be the best, you got to know who's the best out there, or you're going to get caught.
It's important because I do it now. Like I tell the kids now, I'm going to watch a game. I just go watch a game to go watch a game. I don't go watch a game to prepare for a team. I don't do that. I go watch a game just to go watch a game just to see how a person come out the locker room.
You did that back in the days too?
Yes. When we was in the locker room, I always told the coach, just let me out the locker room first. Don't beat me in the head. Just let me get out. I would just want to see what hand he shoot with, how he come out, how is he moving, what hand he gonna dribble with first when he catch the ball. Because I'm gonna pick his pocket. I'm gonna pick his pocket and I'm gonna dunk it on him. After I dunk it on him, I want to see how he react. Once he react, I know if I can get him at that point. Then I know if I'm gonna need weak side help. If I don't need weak side help after that, I'm good for the first half.
Wow.
Second half, I want weak side help right away. Tony Childs taught me that. Make him spin, and I'm gonna be there. And then after that, it's history.
That's crazy. Listen, for all my people out there, I need y'all to go to my YouTube page and subscribe. Make sure you go to the YouTube page, same name, Basketball Heads, and subscribe. And in honor of Black History Month, you need to check out NBA Hall of Famer inductee Charlie Scott, amazing interview. Get to learn a lot of history and all the things that he had to get, go through as a player, and then moving on to North Carolina and becoming a pro, right? So we all know the Jackie Robinson story, but you guys need to learn the Charlie Scott story. Very important to our basketball history. Please make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe. Thank you. So, wanted to make that announcement. We talked about some of the guys that you battled through. Now, we're moving on after we leaving Kennedy, right? How did you guys do throughout the year at Kennedy? Did you guys make the playoffs? How did you guys do?
No. Berkowitz took the game, told on Omar Booth, and we missed the playoffs by one game. I enjoyed the ride because I learned, and I told Omar you didn't do nothing wrong, because you get to grow up. We became young men. Now we're going out into the world, and then not even that. I got the chance to really enjoy what Arnold Bernard did, the work that I watch him do. Because just talking to him now, just the respect that I have for his game and how I had to get up for him and the Muggsies of the world, all us little guys. And when you get on his social media and you meet some people or you talk to some people you didn't talk to for a while, that, when you play ball and they wanted to go back home at night and imitate you, you did your job.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a gentleman I call every time, holidays, and he tell his kids, I used to write his number on my back and go home and, after the Rucker games, that you did your job, man. Not all the money in the world can fix that, so.
Yo, make sure when you speak to A-Train, you let him know he need to come on Basketball Heads, right? Because in '86, when we won the city championship, we had to go up to Glen Falls. We played against Malloy High School with Kenny Smith and Ralph James.
Right.
beat them in overtime.
Big games.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the next night, we had to play against Arthur Bernard and Dwayne Ivey. We just happened to beat them in double overtime. And
Right.
boy gave us hell, man.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
definitely want to talk to A-Train because, you know, what he's doing now, Harlem Wizards, played with the Harlem Globetrotters, he did a lot of things.
Yeah, he
So,
did some
he's
things,
still
man.
doing it.
Yeah, still doing his thing. Still sound good, always positive than ever. You know, Speedy and those guys, man. They called me one night, but I was way upstate. But I promise when I get home next month, I'm gonna go see those guys, man. You know, it'll be good. You know, it'll be good to see those guys.
Definitely. What's up, Albert? One of my students just checked in. Salute. See you tomorrow. All right. So, you get down to Midland, one of the greatest junior college in basketball history, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And you team up with Mookie Blaylock, an NBA great.
Right.
How is that transition now? You going from New York City down to Texas. Whole different environment, whole different vibe. What was your adjustments like?
Now I'm coming off the bench. But my goal is get my hands on Boo Harvey. That's my goal. You know, because I got to make that New York City connection. You know, I gotta get there. You know, I gotta get there where I play against a New York City guard and I can make another mark. So we gets there. You know, I walks in the gym, Mookie in the gym, and you know they telling me about Mookie, this and that, etc. Remember, no social media. So you know he's this, he's that. You know, he's moving slow, he cool. You know, they playing. You know, I get there off the plane. I say I'm good. So you know, I get on the court, stretch out, get on the court. You know, when I'm new to something, I don't shoot the ball. I don't do none of that. You know, I just stretch out, come in. You know, it's mental. It's not physical. It's mental. So we playing. You know, I don't shoot the ball. You know, nothing like that. I'm just coming down, playing playmaker. You know, this and that, spinning, keeping it between the lines. You know, key to key. I get a fast break. Spud comes through the door. I get a fast break.
Spud who? Let everybody know who you're talking about, fam, because a lot of people not too keen on these nicknames. Tell people who you're talking about.
Spud Webb come through the door. I dunk it backwards. So, you know, and when I dunk it backwards, I dunk it easy. I dunk it and keep running, you know, keep sliding through the air, and I come down, you know, and, you know, everybody was like, ooh, so the whole gym started like, ooh, hold up, let's watch this. You know, so boom, so, you know, Mookie come down, you know, keep it simple. You know, Mookie easy. He easy. You know, I said, okay, I got problems now, you know, because he easy, you know.
Right.
Same face, same everything. Come back down, he picks my pocket. Boom, boom, defense good, hands it off, boom, assist. No emotion. I come back down again, they give me the ball. I'm going to the basket with the right, off the right side, picks my pocket again. What does that happen? You know,
we talking about Mookie.
Talk about Mookie. I'm like,
yo, he was such a thief in the NBA. Yo, he was just picking everybody's pocket.
So he finally said something. So you know me, the New York comes out a little bit. This country ass, you know, I'm like, you know. So coach standing over there, he thought I was gonna bust. You know what I'm saying? So now I goes to the jump shot. Bang, I hit him with 3. Bang. So he backs up, bang, he give me the space. I'm gonna take what he give me. So he's like, yo, this is gonna be a good backcourt. You know, they going at it. So after the game, you know, he said, yo, young man, let me teach you something when we get to the room. He said, when we get to the room, so now he picks his roommate. It's me.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm honored by that. He sits me down. Not only do he show me, he teaches me the game for 6 hours, bro. You heard what I said? He taught me the game
right there, fam. That's
for 6 hours. I was like, you should have seen the notes I had, B. You should have seen the notes I had. Yo, this man had me get a note from the tennis players, a notebook from the tennis players. I was blown away, man. When I tell you my game escalated, and he had me doing push-ups and sit-ups, and he had me playing golf where I broke like 4 golf clubs. I said, Mook, this ain't me. He said, yo, you got to calm down, New York. You got to calm down. New York, you got to calm down. Just calm down. He said, that's your problem. Calm down. But he said, you know what? I ain't going to take that away from you. We get to the championship playoff game, semi-pro, the semifinals. Mookie said, yo, you got this game, man. I'm out. So a boo, new asshole.
Hold on. This is what school was Boo at the time? Because I know he went to Community College, didn't he went to St. John?
He was at San Jack.
San Jacinto. That's right.
It was him, Moses Scurry, David Butler, Michael Porter.
Woo!
Yeah.
So you gave Boo the business.
I did my job. I did my job. I did enough to win. I felt like I conquered what I needed to do. Because, I thought he was quick, thought he was fast.
Right.
I took him out of rhythm, I was glad he had a bad day. I can't say it was all me. I just glad he had a bad day. He was a gaucho. Mo said, when I heard Mo said, he ain't gonna back down. I knew I was ready. Mo said, he coming to
Garfield Smith in the building. What up, Garfield?
Garf. Love you, Garf.
So, my guy Todd wanted to know, did you play against Jacksonville with Master Rob and Tip Dog and Terrence Barnett?
No, I didn't see them.
So you guys beat Bull and them in the semifinals. Did you guys get to the chip?
We played Idaho. We played Dennis Johnson brothers. And we lose to them by 1 at the buzzer.
Wow.
Yeah. It was all right. It was a good ride.
Right. So what was the recruiting process like for you now?
At that point,
now you're official. You get to pick anywhere you want to go right now.
I'm supposed to go anywhere I go. I'm supposed to stay with Calhoun and Coach Walsh from Monmouth, Connecticut. I decided to go to, Beetle Washington. I was in love with Beetle. I decided to go with Benny Dees, and then history's from there.
Nice. And did you know that Nutter Butter's nephew said that Nutter Butter went to Wyoming because of you?
Yes. Yeah. We had to sit down. He came to me. He said between Connecticut and Wyoming. And he said Coach D sent him home and asked him, tell me to come back. And I said, Nut, right now, the way I feel right now, I don't think I want to go back to Wyoming with the situation that went on. And, I lost my fiance in a car accident.
Wow.
Up there in Wyoming. And I said, I ain't want to come. And I lost the love for basketball.
Dang, sorry to hear that, fam.
That was it. And I was done.
You see, a lot of people, they have these questions. They don't know.
They don't know what's going on.
Why you left, dudes that make up all kinds of excuses. And even when I interviewed Kenny Hutchinson, there was a lot of rumors going on about Kenny Hutchinson, what was going on. But people don't know the backstory of why guys make the decisions that they make. Right?
I knew. Yeah, I knew. Yeah. Me, him, and Bruce Dalrymple, I knew. Yeah, I knew. But, all of us have to tell our own story. I have that much respect for you because I watched the work you put in. I watched the work you put in. No sympathy. I never asked for that. I got a beautiful family with over 60 kids in this program. Beautiful parents. When I tell you all my parents is beautiful, they rally around me. They believe in me. I believe in them. And that's what it's all about, man. Just helping these communities. If we all can just breach together and make this thing work, man, this world would be beautiful, wouldn't it? It was beautiful, you know.
You definitely doing your part, brother.
I'm trying. You know, I ain't finished
I
yet.
salute you. You know,
Right.
We get the backstory now. Even before the backstory, always respect you and what you stood for. And what you're doing now is just incredible, man. So salute to you, man. Let's make some noise for that right there.
Thank you.
That's real. Definitely salute. So, what was it like playing against Mike Boogie, Tip Dog, Charles Beck, Boris Sapp, Terrence Brognick, Peanut, and Cheese Johnson?
That's family, you know. You know.
I know I just ran over. Look, when I mention those names, the smile that came over your face, my brother, tells it all.
You know, when you can turn off the switch and say, now you're the enemy, and now you turn off the switch and say, yo, let's go get something to eat. And you remember sitting down at their table, and you sitting down eating the spaghetti that their moms just cooked. Come on, man. You know what? Hey, just last year, wintertime, Terrence said, Stu, come up here and get these jackets. I lost weight. Come get these coats. I said, Terrence, what I need coats for? Yo, since I was a kid, Terrence Barnett's been giving me coats.
Wow.
And you know, Terrence Barnett's always had good level coats.
Right.
When I was in school in Vermont, I never had to buy a coat. Terrence Barnett's always bought me a coat.
Good brother, man. He'll be
It's just love.
Soon, man.
Just love, man. And Mike Boogie and Tip, come on, man. Used to work on my left hand with me, man. They see me get frustrated. I said, yo, man, I'm finished, man. I'm finished. We got Mob next on, you know. Zink, come on, Stu. Yo, man, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Give me a sandwich, man. I'm done. You know, I'm done. Man. I'm done. You know, just good times, man. You know,
Listen,
you know.
You got a lot of love out here, Stu. We love you, fam.
Yeah,
you know that, fam.
I love y'all too, man. You know, when I come home, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. I love y'all too.
Now, all this coming from Todd, right? Todd says, how does it feel seeing Headache, Dana Warner, David Sweets, Nutter Butter, Sam Thomas, a.k.a. Black Nissan, come up under you, become great ballers and even greater human beings because of you, fam?
Well, you know, you know, when you say those guys, you know, just people in general, you know, I had to do things the right way. I had to make sure I didn't argue with my girlfriend in the street. You know, I had to make sure I spoke to my mother the right way. You know, I had to make sure, you know, I wasn't drunk and smoking in the street. I had to make sure I was doing a lot of things the right way. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that was about, you know, with those guys. So when I said something to them, it wasn't false advertisement, you know? So I got that from Teddy Harmons, Cheese Johnson, you know, the Corey, the Corys of my life, you know, my big brother, you know, who's my big brother now after my brother passed away, you know, the Richard Cantys, the George Samples, all them guys, you know, the PDs in my neighborhood, you know, my role models, the Bransons and all that, you know, all those guys, you know, John Glenn Ford, Pop, that owned Sugar Hill, all those guys, you know, all those guys that played roles in my life, and my brothers got incarcerated, and I had one that was, you know, fell the victim to drugs, you know, they looked out for me, man. You know, the neighborhood, the streets looked out for me, man. So, you know, the AZs of the world, you know, they put that bad movie on him like that, but they don't talk about the things that he done for me to keep me out the streets, you know, stuff like that, you know, all that kind of stuff, you know. Out of all this here, the pain that I feel for Clyde, man, that it took my friend from me, man, you know, just, you know, that's the more hurt of all this, you know, because he's supposed to be with me. You know, that's what the basketball was all about. That's what it was all about. Sandbox. That's what it was about. So it doesn't pay, you know, it doesn't pay.
Well,
So every time I post,
I want to take a moment of silence right now for like 5 seconds for your brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Show him
right,
respect.
right.
Respect, man. Respect.
Right.
That's right. So, you leave Wyoming, none of butter goes, have a great career there, and this is all in your honor. You know, rest in peace to None of Butter as well. That
Right.
we're gonna send that 5 seconds out to him as
Right.
well. You know what I mean? Like, really, what he did was in your honor and doing so great there. And it just so happens that I work with his wife.
Right.
His wife works in my school.
Right.
Salute to Thea Murray.
Yes, yes, sir. Yeah.
Facts.
I know that. Right. I know that. Right.
So, what was your plans after you left Wyoming? You decided not to come back. You know, now real life hits, and we got to step out to the real world. What did you do after you left school?
Well, I ain't have a plan. My plan was, you know, sometimes you just got to go get some rest, you know, because you let everything that was expected of you, you let it go. You know, the expectations, the babies you had, the girls thought you was going to be, you know, the expectations is over. The overseas ride is all over. Now you just go to what you have, because I lived by myself since I was 15. So, you know, my mother had some buildings, you know, she corporation, you know, I'm upstairs. I get the phone call from, you know, Butternut, yo, no, come on, man. You know, still got time, man. You know, you can make it. You know, yo, I'm good. You know, Coach D's calls, talks to me. And I said, Coach, you know, I'm good, Coach. I'm going to go ahead and just ride this out. I'm good. You know, I'm all right. So, you know, my mother calls and checks on me every morning. She's on the 4th floor. I'm on the 5th. I mean, she's on the 1st. I'm on the 5th. You know, I'm up every morning jogging, you know, Riverside. I hit Riverside, me and my dog, you know. So I'm like, yo, okay, what's next? You know, just relaxing. So Meatloaf in my head, you know, yo, what's up, man? You know, this and that and et cetera. So Meat like, yo, you know, get a job. You know, I had a girlfriend then, you know, she like, yo, get a job. You know, thanks to Melanie Davis, she's like, yo, get a job. Nobody want to hear all that. Blah, 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 this and that. You know, get all that basketball, you know, she you know, giving me dimes, you know, yeah, you know. So, you know, I takes my education, you know, I take my wits, you know, and I land a job down at NBC as a computer technician. And, you know, I'm making good money, you know, I'm good, you know. And next thing you know, I'm, you know, doing, you know, I'm working computer technician, NBC, making good money. So, you know, even though it's good money, you know, same me. So I land a job, you know, I'm working 2 jobs with Jewish families, you know, with the kids. Now, This is me. Now, this is it, you know, they need help, you know. So then I bump into one of the Lost Boys, you know, they're in the home, you know, they locked up, you know, and I vibe with them. I say, yo, man, look, you know, like, you know, we just vibing, you know. And, you know, he's going to escape. He could have left. He could have dipped, you know. I was like, yo, do your time. Never look over his shoulder, you know. So I had a knack for it, you know, and he finished out. You know, he said, yo, this group called Lost Boys. I said, yo, I ain't really into that, but you know, I get into it, you know.
We talking about the legendary rap group.
Yeah, you know, the kid down with him and all that, you know, boom, he pops up, you know, they got the little Lexus then, you know, like, yeah, you know, the Beamer and the Benz, you know, all that, you know. So I was like, yo, you know, they made the video. I'm like, yo, kid Damon come by and said, Mr. Barnett, you know, yo, meet cheats and know this, whatever, this and that. I said, okay, cool. So, you know, those is our kids. Those is our people. If this what it's going to be, okay, cool. So now I'm playing in the ruck and all that still, you know. I bumps into them, and I bumps into the DMXs, and I bump into the Puppies, and I bump into all that, then Rambo and all them, you know. I'm seeing these guys, you know. I know these guys, you know, and this and that. I'm smiling again. You know, it's our people. I'm smiling again. So, you know, damn, maybe I should have went back to school. You know,
You
but
would have never knew that if you would have ran into those kids, right?
right,
The kids
right,
put the smile on their face. You helping
right,
somebody else,
right,
right, who is in a bad situation and motivating them help you out. And a
right,
side note,
right,
one of my good friends, Easy Mo B, produced their first 2 singles.
right,
Those
right,
boys. He
right,
produced
right, right,
Straight from
right,
South Killer Queens and Let's Cool
right,
Demons and Benz. So
right.
salute to my guy Easy Mo, who will be on the show soon.
But the highlight of that, I'm coming back. I'm making the comeback. I get a call. We playing Mosley. I took off for the dunk, and Ivan took me out the air, and I broke my hip. The moral of that story, I spoke to Ivan. I seen Ivan and met him for brunch, me and my wife, 6 months ago for the first time in 35 years.
Wow.
And that probably the most rewarding thing I ever did in my life. Changed my whole life. I got an artificial hip now, probably a year ago. Changed my whole life, bro. Seeing him changed my whole life. My brother wanted to, you know, assassinate him, you know, God bless my brother's soul. Eric was scared for his life. I mean, yo, you know, it's just life, man. But you know what? Just seeing him, man, just being able to just peace.
Have that closure, right?
Yeah.
That peaceful closure. Because
Yeah.
where you at in your life right now is not
Yeah.
where you was 35 years ago.
No, not at all. Not at all. I wasn't never angry with that man. Like I told him. And he asked me in front of his wife and his kids, he said, Stewart, I played there. I said, I would expect you to do it again. I expect you to do it again. And you know, you learn as you grow up.
That's real, man.
It's only basketball, man.
Yo, such a solid brother, man. You know,
it's only basketball.
People have those thoughts of what can happen to them. You let it go a long time ago, and that's what's made you a better person, and even you know, able to help those kids who you're coaching right now.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife did it all though, man. My wife did all the work, you know, grooming me.
Salute to the wife. Salute.
Yeah, grooming me, man. 22 years.
Thank you.
Hey, with me 25 years, I couldn't even be with me for 25 years, man. You know, yeah.
Tell her Pooh said thank you.
Yo, I know my kids in my program hate me at times. You know, I can't stand Coach. Yeah. My girls put it out there, bro. Hey, that go Coach, Jesus Christ, oh Lord. You know.
Wow.
But boom, when that bus come up, you gotta come see him, man.
For sure. Listen, all you gotta do is just give me the word, man. I'll be there, man.
Yeah, they special, man. Nobody wanted them, but I got them. They playing hard, man. They play hard. They play hard, man.
Wow, man. So, Stu, before we get out of here, right? I gotta go through my top 5. But who are some of the ball players and coaches that help you along the way in your journey that deserve their flowers right now?
That I played against?
Well, we're gonna get to the people you played against. We just talk about the ball players that come to mind that, you know, that kind of help push you to where you could get better. And, you know, you talked about Mookie Blaylock, for one, Coach Black, the other coach, right?
Right.
Tony Childs.
Right. And I also got to go, another ball player I got to go to. Every time I came home, you know, I had to go see Hansel Dorsey. You know, he was a very busy man, but I had to go see Hansel. And you said 5, right? That's 4, right?
No, we're gonna get to the top 5. This ain't the top 5. You can name as many as you want. The guys who made an impact in your life.
Okay, and James Mosley.
Got you. If you had to do it all over again, what would be some of the things you change?
Nothing.
Respect.
Because I wouldn't be the person who I am now.
That's right. And if you change anything, you don't meet your wife.
Right.
Fact.
Right. That part.
That's right. All right. Now we want to get into the top five. Listen, we had some fun along the way, but this is the hardest part of the show.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So now, I want to know. Hold on, let me see what my man Cook Slow said. Stewart Barnett is the definition of a real love and loyalty. Took me under his wing. Wow. That's real. All right. Top 5 players for your neighborhood.
Randy Grant, workhorse. Sam Tucker, the Black Nissan. Butternut, David Murray, number 1.
Woo! Hey, listen,
ST gonna kill me.
Let me say this.
ST gonna kill me.
Yo, Todd, make sure you tune in on the 27th. Trust me, I'm having a special guest, and that's all he talked about was David Murray. I'm not even going to mention the guest, but wait till you see. This is going to be big.
And I'm going to tell you something funny about I'm going to tell you something funny about that right quick. After that, I got 2 more, right?
Uh-huh.
I got 2 more, right? I got 3 more, right? I got 3 more? Oh, I got 2 or 3. 3 more? Or 2 more?
2 more.
Yeah, I was always told if I ain't trying to cheat, I ain't trying to win. So I got 2 more. I got 2 for my neighborhood, right?
That's right.
Okay. Any age, right? Any age.
Facts.
Teddy Harmon. And Milton Parker. Pud, better known as Pud.
Damn, brother, you went back. So now, let's talk about the top 5 players you played against.
I played against?
Yep.
Lamar Thornton. Tip Dog.
Yep.
Lloyd Daniels. The first one ever, Ty Joy.
Facts.
All right. A lot of people don't know Bad Boy from the Sun Devils. And I gotta give you this one. And this one gonna be tough. Tony Childs.
Tony Childs. Wow. It's a nice 5 right there, brother. All right.
That broke me to play against him, but that was a tough one.
Okay. Now, your top 5 players in New York City history.
You say that again?
Your top 5 players in New York City history.
Kenny Anderson.
Woo! Cheers.
Rod Strickland.
That's right.
Any age?
Any age, fam.
Cosell Brown.
Cosell. What you know about Cosell Brown? You talking about Brooklyn dudes, Beetle Washington, Cosell Brown? Yo,
Yes,
man.
Yes, sir. Walter Berry. Walter Berry.
Walter Berry, the truth.
How many is that?
That's 4.
And Jamal Mashburn.
Mr. Mash. Isn't this crazy? Jamal Mashburn was Mr. Basketball in New York 1990 and didn't make the McDonald's All-American game because he didn't go to the last session of 5-star. Neither did Rod Strickland. Rod Strickland said he didn't make McDonald's because he didn't go to the last session
Want me to tell you why? Want me to tell you why? Since they call me Mr. Riverside, want me to tell you why?
Yeah.
Because Mr. Lloyd said, if you don't play for me, you won't play for Rivers. You won't play the McDonald's All-Star. And I told him he was dead wrong. I told him I'll never put on another Riverside uniform if you do that to Jamal.
Breaking news. I've never heard this story before.
You just got it.
Wow.
I'll never put on another.
And all of those guys was connected to 5-Star and Howard Garfinkel and Lodge and all of that was connected.
Miss Lodge was the man, bro. Facts.
Damn. Damn, Stu, you just stumped the shit out of me.
Facts.
So Massburn and Rod, who are both Gaucho guys. Damn. Who knew?
But who cares,
brother?
It's only a game, bro.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I ain't make the Max down on All-American game because I walked out of camp and came home with a coach. Rudy Tom Janovich. I went in the van with me, Hank, Ed Davender. Do the math. It was Hank drove us. I rode in the van with Melvin Kennedy from Power, Ed Davender, Gary Voice, all right, John, right? Who else was it? Who else was it that year?
Dang.
Who else was it? Who else was on that team, man?
Where was Rudy Tom Janovich coaching at the time?
You know, like you have guys that work in the camp, coaches that work in the camp. And he had this other kid, you know, for the All-Star game. I was an underclassman and was supposed to, I played with Ed Davender. They moved me up, played with Ed Davender, and I was killing them. I was supposed to play the All-Star game. Syracuse came up, was going to look at me, and he told Rudy Tom Janovich, said, nah, take this kid. He ain't nothing but an underclassman, and he ain't doing all that well. I'm at every station, busing every station. I get the playmaker of the week, and they don't even let me play the All-Star game. How?
Wow.
I left. You know, back in them days, you know, the Joe Hammers of the world, you know, you hear stories and you imitate what you see and what you do, what you hear. So I imitated and it bit me. That was my fault. There wasn't nothing cute about that.
Because, you know, we talk about the politics of the game, man.
Right,
You know, they think they just have to deal with politicians. They don't understand that there's a lot of politics to this game.
Some ice cream, man.
It's crazy, and it could change your life.
Yeah, it changed your life. And it changed my life. But I'm cool. No. I'm cool. But I'll tell you why he didn't make it, and that was it.
Wow, brother. That's crazy. Do you watch a lot of basketball movies?
Depends on who it's about and what it is. My favorite is, you know, documentaries, you mean?
Movies, documentaries, they all count.
Yeah, my favorite is on Carlton Hines. You know, people
Carlton
I know.
Hines story. I like Through the Fire. I like Hoop Dreams.
Yeah.
I like the movie Blue Chips.
Yeah.
I like the movie The Fist That Saved Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, definitely that. You know, I like Cornbread. You know.
Oh yeah, Cornbread Earl and Me.
Yeah, I like that. You know, I still watch the Jordan joint. You know, I watch that on the regular.
The Space Jams. Oh no, you're talking about The Last Dance.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth in that. I like that. You know, that the man is real. You know, he did it his way. You know, and that's why I tell kids, you know, watch it, listen to it. You know, Magic Johnson, you know, he broke barriers. You know, he did a lot. You know, watch it. Don't watch the game. Watch everything.
Well, now they can watch your story and listen to it and get some real truth, you know, get a background about their coach and get some real lessons to be learned about, you know, the game of basketball, man. So I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you.
No doubt,
Respect.
man. So, yo,
Respect.
my phone line's always open, so we're going to be speaking more after this. You get to nominate. You get to nominate some players to come on. I already told you, need an Arnold Bernard, you know.
I talked to him.
Up here.
I
Moses
told
Curry.
Walt.
I reached out to Moses Curry. Me
Don't
and
worry.
Paul talk all the time.
When I get to Vegas and when my nephew graduate, we're going out there. I'm gonna surprise. I'm gonna walk up on him. I hope he ain't watching. I'm gonna pop up on him, and when I get to Vegas, I'm gonna pop up on him at the airport, and I'm gonna tell him, "Yo, man, you gotta call Pooh," and I'm gonna make sure he call you. We're gonna call you together. Yeah,
That's
for
real.
sure. All right.
I
Definitely.
appreciate you, brother.
Definitely.
Love you, man.
All right. Love you too. All right. Stay blessed. I love you. Hello, everybody. Tell everybody I say hello, whoever you talk to. You know, little short-term memory sometime, but I'm all right, though. Tell them I love them. All right?
No doubt. Appreciate you, still.
I appreciate you, too, Pooh. Love you.
Love you, bro.
All right. God bless you.
Peace.
All right.
Man, you talk about reconnecting. Stu Barnett was a beast. I know we had to play against him. His name was definitely one of the names on the chalkboard about one of the guys we had to kind of contain. Hearing the story tonight, listen, man, was inspiring. And listen, no matter what you go through in life, you have to keep persevering. You're going to go through some ups, you're going to go through some downs. And remember, you got to be able to live with your choices. My guy Stu was good. With all the tragic things that happened, he bounced back. And he's able to help kids to this day. Salute to his wife. Salute to the rest of his family members and his kids. I appreciate you, Stu. Thanks for coming on and telling your story. New York City loved you. So do I. With saying that, you've been watching Basketball Heads Live with your host, Glenn Pooh Harding. And we are the official home for New York City basketball. Peace.
Y'all ready?